We're going to convert this turkey cranberry wreath recipe from the Pampered Chef website to be a braid that we can cook in the Deluxe air fryer and oven. We're going to use the small square stone and the metal pizza peel to bring this together. Preheat the stone on the stone bake setting in the air fryer and oven. Meanwhile, get yourself out your plastic mixing bowl, your Measure-All mini. You're going to want all the sizes of the Measure-All, as well as the mix and scrapers. Love these things. So we're going to do up our mayonnaise. Look at how easy the mini Measure-All is for things like mayonnaise. Imagine peanut butter, honey. Add in a little bit of some mustard. We use some Dijon mustard and some pepper. The mix and scraper is great for, first of all, getting the mayonnaise out, but then look how easy it is just to mix all this up here. Plus, these plastic mixing bowls are so pretty. On the outside, they're blue and white. Then I got out my mandolin to do up my celery. There's so many different features with the mandolin. You can do up French fries, you can do julienne, you can do full slices, and you can do anywhere from 0 to 8 millimeters for the thickness. Then it's got this wonderful shoot, so you never have to get your hands near the blade. Plus it locks in, so you have to expose the blade before it's even there. But look how quick I'm able to cut up this celery and make nice uniform pieces. And then some of my pieces, just because some of the pieces of celery are bigger, were kind of big. So I just ran them through again to get them a little bit smaller. I probably could have just done chop instead of slice, and I would have accomplished what I wanted here. Add in some of the celery. We're going to add in some dried cranberries. And you can kind of measure with your heart with this stuff too. But I wanted to kind of see a starting point since I'm going to be doing this for a cooking show. Then I use the serrated nylon knife, which is my herb friend. It's also great for kale. If you need to strip anything, it is perfect for that. Plus, it's a plastic serrated knife, so it's safe for a lot of other surfaces too. And I can use it for cutting up the herbs and greens without mushing them to nothing. I used shredded chicken, but the recipe calls for shredded turkey, but this is a nice, easy alternative. I just cooked up some frozen chicken in my Deluxe multi-cooker. Took about 20 minutes from frozen, and I had this wonderful shredded chicken that I could put into this recipe. This is a great thing for making leftovers. If you've got leftover chicken or turkey at Thanksgiving time, great way to use up some of those leftover ingredients. Mix it all up together. We used about 2 cups of meat. But because I adjusted this to be a braid instead of a wreath, I probably could have reduced the amount of all of this, but it turned out to be a really good chicken salad to have as a sandwich or on crackers afterwards. Then I love to shred my own cheese. Here I use the adjustable double grater on the thick side, but you could also use the adjustable coarse grater that's on sale right now. Again, measure with your heart. We use Swiss cheese. That's what the recipe calls for, but if you don't like Swiss, you can substitute something else. You're just going to keep, as you add ingredients, just keep mixing it up just so you get a nice even consistency. Then I'm going to use my chopper and I'm going to chop up some walnuts. This chopper is your best friend. It also opens up very easily for cleaning. And all of these things that I'm showing you, from the mandolin, the bowl, the chopper, this is all dishwasher safe too if you're blessed to have that. Then I lightly floured my peel. And you want to keep your dough in the fridge till the last minute. You want it to be cold. It's a lot easier to work with it. I use the dough sheets, but you could use the regular crescent rolls. You just would want to iron it out a little bit to get rid of some of those creases. So that's why I like just using the sheets when I'm doing the braids. If you're doing the wreath, you definitely want to use the crescent rolls because of the way that you have to lay it out. Then I use the baker's roller and just kind of spread it out here just a little bit, make it a little bit wider per se. Then I use the small scoop. You want all the sizes of our scoops. These things are amazing. They've been around since the beginning of time, I think. But you're just going to fill up the middle there. And again, because I use the wreath recipe that usually calls for 2 rolls of dough, but I was doing a braid that only calls for 1 roll of dough, I had a lot of filling, so I really stuffed this as much as I possibly could. It turned out delicious. But you could fill these braids with anything that you want. I've done Philly cheesesteak. I showed you at the beginning a couple other braid recipes like the Reuben. That's the next one that I want to try. But these are a great way to use up your leftovers for a quick and easy dinner. I baked this in the air fryer for about 18 minutes on the stone bake setting on that hot stone. and it turned out perfect. The one thing that I didn't do that you could do is you could do an egg wash. Once you get this all put together, you could do an egg wash on the top so that it comes out a little glossy at the end. I skipped that step because I wasn't going for beauty. I had to recount. Had to make sure I have the right number on each side or you can't get this quite right. But you can use any kind of shears. I use the pizza scissors here that are not available right now. But if they come back, I highly recommend them. But you could use the kitchen shears. You could even use your pizza cutter. And then you're just twisting it up. So it looks all fancy at the end, but this is really easy to just throw together. And it is so forgiving. You don't have to make it perfect. And because I floured the pizza peel, it's going to slide right off of here onto my hot stone. And it's a lot of guess and check right now just so I can see what I can fit in my air fryer. I did have to flatten this down just a little bit because, like I said, I filled it a little bit. Check that out.